Got a question from Eric. Eric says this: I am the JV girls lacrosse coach at my local high school. Well, I'm sure there's a place in heaven for you because of that. That's a combination right there. That would be a tough one for me. We are starting our season next week. That's a little late to ask, but let's get going. And because of various factors, I won't be able to get my girls into the weight room during the season, which is probably just fine at that particular level. They did a great job of building good strength and explosiveness over the off season. I am wondering if doing complexes multiple times a week, along with some medicine ball exercises, would be sufficient to be the very least to maintain their gains. There are time constraints, and workouts after practice in our field are my only option. Thoughts? Yeah. Well, I don't know how many drills you have at a typical practice, but say you have 5 drills, which, almost every sport I've ever coached, you come down after a few years and say, okay, these are the 5 that work. Well, I would break up into circuits. So, this drill here and this drill there, but in between those 2 drills, so I would have my teams. So maybe I'm spitballing. You got your offense defense practice here, the major drill. You got over here maybe some stick handling drills. Maybe you got some throwing against the wall. It seems like at the schools I've taught, all the lacrosse kids ever do is throw balls against a wall. Balls against a wall drill and whatever the other drill is. Maybe set up a medicine ball station between. So you've got some of your athletes going 5-on-5 or whatever it is, 5-on-4 or 4-on-5, whatever. And then the next station is medicine ball, and they play catch and just review. Here are the catches we want to do. Next station is a little bit less intensity, like a stick handling drill. And then maybe the next drill is some kind of little invented body weight thing. I wouldn't work too hard on it, but something reasonable and teachable and easy to remember. Whatever you choose to do. If it has to be sprinting up hills, that's great too. Whatever you can get in, and then another drill or 2. Now, if you have assistants, you can have probably I would put your least experienced assistant. Now, this is opposite thinking. It's contrarian with the drill that demands the most coaching, so they can practice in a drill setting. Game speed, game tempo stuff. I would put the more experienced coaches with the conditioning, just so people do things appropriate and right. And then on the things like throwing the ball against the wall, which has instant feedback. If you throw and you catch it, you did it right. You could probably have nobody there or an injured athlete, just making sure if anything comes up, you got an extra set of eyes. You could do that, but I wouldn't have too many stations. You can certainly do less than what I said. Go to danjohn.net, go to this section called throwing, pull off my book called A Contrarian Approach to the Discus, and watch how I run large group sessions. I like the idea of having circuit training, but unless you're going to work on bringing the loads out to the practice session, stick with body weight and med balls, okay? And good luck. It's an interesting question. Thank you, Eric.